Hello and welcome. Today we will work on the sixth orchestral texture by applying the interlay variant of the spread method. Let's listen to the melody. The top note of the melody is A4, while the low note is C4. For this melody, I will use the first chord. Here are the possible bass active and unison devices. Now, let's convert them to MIDI score. You can choose any instrument from here as you want. My goal is to make a two-part device and add a sad emotion to this melody using some instruments. Generally, the cello, bassoon, English horn, and oboe are best suited for mournful textures. Thus, here's the two-part device, E3 and E4. I make an ensemble device that contains fewer instruments. Cellos play the melody on the D string. The English horn starts the melody an octave higher than cellos. This is the middle register of the horn, which blends well with the D string of the cello. The clarinet was added to change the hot color of the English horn and as well as to thicken the sound. However, this device can be without the clarinet. Here the register ratio will be as follows: 2 and 2. So, I made the device I wanted. The term sadly helps the player feel the nature of the music and describe it in the best possible way. The dynamic marking is mezzo forte. Dynamics such as mezzo forte and forte are most suitable for the player to get more expression in the timbre. Soft dynamics are less effective as the player is trying to control the level of dynamics rather than expression. That's why soft dynamics are less useful for emotional playing. Let's listen to the result. We can move on to the orchestration of the harmony line since the melodic device is done. Now is the time to interlay the harmony between the active doublings. I have a narrow space to place the harmony. Hence, the close 2 or 3 part harmony will be enough. The bass part should be away from the cellos to achieve an effective sound. Now, let's start with the bass line. I'm going to divide the bass part into 2 parts. Half of the players will play the arco, while the others with the pizzicato. For the melody to dominate, the dynamic should be twice as weak. The bass clarinet will be used to add a dark timbre to the bass line. Let's listen to the result. Now is the time to interlay the harmony between cellos and English horn. The first cut of the melody line is the A minor add 9. My goal is to share the 3-part harmony between violas and second violins. Of course, this harmony can be voiced between first violins, second violins and violas to get a more thick sound. However, I prefer to use fewer instruments to get a chamber sound in the string section. This is just my choice and should not be taken as a rule. Here we go. Since the contrabasses already play the A, we can skip it on other instruments. The B will be on the violas, while the C and E are on the second violins. The division marking should be added. The dynamic marking is piano. As you can see, I spread the harmony between the active device. That's why this is called an interlay variant of the spread method. The next chord is E minor 7. Since the E and G notes already have been taken, it will be enough to write the B on the violas, while the D and E on the violins. If possible, I always prefer to keep the common tones in voicing. This makes the chord progression smoother. The next chord, F major 7, contains F, A, C, and E. Let's keep the common tone E and the existing tone F. The other tones will be resolved to the closest ones. The next chord is E minor 7. Since the E already has been taken, it will be enough to write the G on the violas, while the B and D on the violins. The next part contains two chords, A minor and A flat augmented chords. The common tones C and E will be kept, while the A will be resolved to G sharp or A flat. I want to add crescendo and diminuendo markings just to accentuate the chromatic change in the harmony. The next chord is C major. The C and E remain unchanged, while the violas move down chromatically. The next chord is the D major triad. Now I want to show you a trick of divisi chains. I need the F sharp, A, and D notes, right? This is the best moment to replace the unison with divisi and divisi with unison. The G will be resolved to F sharp and A. I should mark the divisi. Then the C and E will be resolved to D. The unison marking indicates that all players of the second violins department should play the same note. The last chord is F6 or D minor 7 with the F on the bass. Since the F and D notes already have been taken, it will be enough to write the F and the A on the violas, while the C on the violins. So we have done the chord voicing. As we observed, the middle tone of the harmony contains chromatic movement. A, G sharp, G natural, F sharp, F natural. This kind of chord progression was most popular in the Romantic period of music history. Chopin's Prelude in E minor is the best composition example of this. Back to our lesson. I like this chromatic movement and I want to make it more audible in the texture. Two instruments describe it well, French horn and bassoon. I prefer the bassoon because the French horn has a thick timbre due to its harmonics. It will be prominent in the texture. However, the bassoon will blend smoothly with other instruments and doesn't prevail in the melody. The dynamic marking is piano. So, we already applied the interlay variant of the spread method in the ensemble device. Let's listen to the harmony, then all together. So, we have done the sixth texture. I hope I explained the process well and that it was understandable. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.